Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to be playing some more of the early streamer event for M21. Thanks Wizards for the invite. So this is all best of one. We're trying out the new cards from the set that come out on the 25th on Arena. So we just wrapped up Teamer Draw 2. We are now playing a Jund, so black, red, green, mid-rangey deck. The kind of card I wanted to build around was Liliana. So this Liliana kind of reminds me of, I want a Liliana Veil, and your mom tells you you have Liliana at home, and this is kind of what you get. So kind of mirrors like the plus for the discard effects. The minus is pseudo removal, and the emblem lets you reanimate stuff. So I want to try it out. So a couple other cards I want to try out from the new set. Radha, Heart of Keld. It's kind of like the Courser of Krufix, allows you to play lands off the top of your library. And then we have Terror of the Peaks. So kind of like your Thundermaw Hellkite in like older versions of Jund. Your opponent has to pay 3 life to target it, and with like a cast spell. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. We have the new removal in Eliminate. It's a 2 mana, deals with any creature, planeswalker, 3 CMC or less. We have Scavenging Ooze, which was reprinted, that can be main board Graveyard Hate with a body. Paradise Druid kind of gets us ahead on mana. We have Kroxa to bring back, Chevelle as a way to get some card advantage, Rider, Bedevil split, some Klothys, Questing Beast, and a Vivien. I have a sideboard, but we're only playing best of one, but that's what I put in a sideboard to start off with. So let's try this out, see how it goes. So far, Teamer Draw 2 was amazing. That's probably the deck I'm going to be running first. But let's go with this. I think we were 5-2 or 6-2 with the deck. We lost a Haunt of a Hightower, Vampire Tribal. Sorry, I'm trying to go like all day with streaming. So taking a liquid lunch. So I'll probably go about half an hour, 45 minutes with this one. It's a little awkward because we can't... I think we try it. So I need this to fetch green. So I'm going to Kroxa on 2, so I'll lead on the Blood Crypt. It's not bad because these are 2 cards that go into the graveyard to get Kroxa back after. So for those of you who aren't familiar with like Jund in Modern or like Eternal formats, generally Jund is play the best cards. It's always kind of referred to as one of the most expensive deck, but what you're trying to do is disrupt your opponent, and then just your top decks are just much more powerful than your opponents, so you kind of win the attrition-based game that way. So blue-white could be control. Opponent is coming with control to start off. So against control, let's Kroxa here. Get a card out of their hand. Really hope next turn we can draw a green source naturally, so I can like Paradise Druid. Okay, so they're dropping the land that they just got, so their hand must be pretty gassy right now. So I'm just going to take Teferi. They get no value this way. Next turn I can fetch for the Paradise Druid. And then I'm probably going to just go Radha afterwards, because I have to play this land to cast Radha. I want to play it when I can play a land after. So Mastermind's Tome. So you put a counter on a scry, you put a page counter on it, you draw a card. Actually, that works out pretty nice. And then if there's 4 counters on it, you just gain life and exile it. So it's Kroxa away. They have Shatter the Sky. Just getting rid of that's actually pretty good. So what I can do is with Radha and then Fabled Passage, you could control the top of your deck as well. Really only 2 cards in the graveyard. So Tef's gonna let them sort through. So let's lead with Radha here. I think I want to keep this Bedevil. So I'm actually going to just play like this. I want an answer to Teferi here. Like, I don't think right now we really need to eat at anything in their graveyard. They did bin 2 Borrowers. Okay, so they got Baneslayer as well. That is a Magic the Gathering card. So I actually think we might have to take out Baneslayer. And then just attack in. We can do some chip damage to Teferi. They could phase out one of our creatures. I should have done it during our turn. Okay, so we got Questerson on top. So let's get rid of Baneslayer. So I'm going to eat something, depending on how they block. So what they wanted to do was phase Radha out on our turn. I think we just let this go through. I think we just shock in here too. Liliana next turn can attack their hand. And then we'll be Hellbent, so the discard doesn't really affect us. I have 3 activations of Scavenging Ooze this turn. So Ooze will be a 5/5. Radha's been pretty nice, just being with the Fabled Passages, being able to decide. Kind of wanted the Questing Beast as another way to get through, but it's fine. Even if they shatter here, we're still okay. I have Liliana and then followed it with Kroxa. So let's get rid of Baneslayer first. I guess they can make a token. So I want to get another black sword. Actually, that's good. So we have that on top. So Liliana, I could down tick here, but this is pretty much going to shut off to Fairy. So if I do this, I can't Kroxa, but I can Murderous Rider. So let's do that. Interesting. They let Fairy go. So now we're just going to try to grind him out of value. We'll see how good Liliana is here. I mean, I think I'm going to hold off. I have 2 activations. If they have something like Conquer's Death, I want to be able to get their Planeswalkers out of the yard. Sorry about that. Smoothie's melted. So let's eat away at their stuff here. Yeah, Ooze is great. The last time I was in Standard, any kind of green-based deck would have at least 2 to 3 copies. Okay, so let's go Ooze. Okay, that's actually not bad because now I do this and I get back Kroxa. It's revenge. No more cat ovens. No real point of attacking here. So this is basically what we're doing now. We can play to the top of our library, take extra lands off. Liliana can force action out of their hand. And this is a turn away from ultimating. Sure. You still lose 3 life. I could have played Mire Triton. I actually want Vivien on top. I think we just go face here. Depending on how they block. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can play Vivien as well. Oops. Forgot about the first strike. And then Vivien's another way similar to Radha where we get to play off the top of our library. I get to ultimate Liliana if I want next turn. Alright, opponent. Which of 9 different ways do you want to die? So we're able to do is get virtual card advantage. So the discard doesn't really matter because we're getting Radha and Vivien to play basically all the lands and creatures off the top of our library. Sure. Yeah, I want to draw Terror. We've gone through like a third of our deck. I mean, so let's play you. Because I get an extra. Okay, well they have Shatter, so let's add black mana here. And I want to draw a Terror of the Peaks. Okay, so it's Fabled Passage, so we can't play it this turn. So now we need to be... Yeah, let's do that. Because with the ultimate, I can get back creatures. So I want like Radha and stuff. So they board wiped us, and we still just kind of rebuild our board here. So Teferi doesn't really do much here. Because they're, like, when you loot, you need to have at least 2 cards to kind of get that variance going. Opponents need to read what phasing does. Probably Swamp. Opponent discard. Ooh, getting rid of Ugin's nice. Alright, so we didn't get... To be fair, I knew phasing had to be done on your opponent's turn, but I thought it was first any permanent and then followed it up with my own creatures. So I quickly kind of got... Reading is... Reading's a skill. Not everyone has it. Alright, so good showing. I do want to cast a Terror, but Liliana, at least against control, was very good. Being able to both attack their hand, but also deal damage. Paired up with decent pressure from stuff like Scavenging Ooze, Kroxa. Jund them out, jund them out. Playing Spin and Roll. Keep this hand. Let's lead on the Tomb. We do have an interesting decision here on 2. I do think we get ahead on mana, most likely, unless they're playing a bit more of an aggressive deck, to which then Mire Triton would be preferred. Okay, so we see red. Playing Shrines. Beginning of each opponent loses X life. Well, let's go Paradise Druid. So we get Grey Merchant every turn for Shrines. Discard a land, deals X damage, where X is the number of shrines you control. Well, if that's the case, let's just kill him quickly. Next turn I can Radha, see what's on top, go from there. Interesting. Do I attack with Rider? No. See what's on top. Sweet. Oh no. I want to cast this. Damn it. That's a good follow-up. Yeah, it's actually quite good. Just like 2 life a turn. I need another red source. Alright, Terror of the Peaks. You have an animation? It's kind of lame. Questing Beast, deal 4. Opponent. So I'm going to Questing Beast this turn just to get some pressure, and then we can Liliana them. Yeah, opponent's probably playing it for like Calyx. Yeah. So they'll pin Calyx here. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have done that. Let's just do this. Because they get Calyx back, I should have waited a turn. Main board, I do not have any ways to blow up enchantments. What's Green Shrine do? So they add mana. So we're taking 3 a turn. Not the best. I do think I need to take out the Calyx though, so I'm gonna have to take 2 points of damage here. Stupid shrine. Okay, so they have Druid. I can't target the Druid. Not bad as their last 2 cards. So, unfortunately have to do this. And then follow it up with Liliana. Just to gain life. Mind you, if they have the land, then they kill us anyways. Sanctum of the Stoneforge. Or whatever. That was a beating. Not the best showing for Terror so far. Radha has been really good. Terror met its... Terror quickly got Conquered Death. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be a case that if your creature doesn't immediately impact the board. Opponent's on mono blue. So hopefully draw an untapped land. Perfect. Not really incentivized to counter Kroxa, and then this way they have to discard something. Oh, they're just missing white. So I think based on that, we just go another Paradise Druid here. Teferi. Tough goes to 4 here. Just fine. So I can Questing Beast here. I'm going to get another red source. So the thing is, this can go to 5, so I do need to get an extra point of damage in here. Easy to forget that this can be activated. Next turn I can Radha, play a land off the top, hopefully, follow it up with something else. Even if they board wipe at this point, they're fueling our Kroxa, which we can then escape back. 3 cards. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's not like game breaking, but there's a lot of lines of play. So it might be Jeskai, might still just be blue-white. Okay, Birth gets them the other white source. And Narset. A lot of people playing Tome. So let me do this first, because if I hit a land, okay, so I don't have Mire. I wanted to see if I needed to tap. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Everybody on... Ooh. Klothys is good. But I think this turn... we escape Kroxa. This will deal some damage, hopefully, or get a card out of their hand. This also can't be ECD'd. Okay, give me a land. What is your refusal to give me land? I just don't want these to get Conqueror's Death. Like one land, I could have played around it a bit. They're dead. QB. They'll probably get like planar cleansing. Time wipe. don't know if Chevelle's needed in this deck, to be honest. Like, it's decent as a stonewall for more aggressive decks. Maybe we just want like another Scavenging Ooze and like a Solemn. Just kind of as a value play. Solemn or Pelucranos. Like, Pelucranos does kind of fight with Kroxa. I like Liliana. We can do something like Blood for Bones. What's the new Garruk do? Gains trample, create a beast. Search your library for a creature card. Let's try out how Garruk is. Liliana's been sweet. Maybe we want more hasters. Could even see something like Spellbreaker be decent here. Just a 3-mana 4/4 pseudo hexproof half the time. This hand's a keep. Come on, client. So they discard Garruk. See what their follow-up play is. Guess they have another Garruk. It's like a Questing Beast here. Or sorry, Questing Beast the following turn. I could just play out Scavenging Ooze. Or I can Bedevil. Because they plus here. I think we just Bedevil. Let's do this. It opens me up for the creature later. They could hit me next turn for a bit. This might be a game where like play draw makes the difference. Ooh. Elder Gargantuan. So you're on attack. The nice thing is I can Scooze and gain some life back. You have first strike when it's my turn. Ah, they just got another one. Yeah. They're just out stomping us this game. Because you have trample, you'll also draw a card, create a token. And I got a block with Ooze as well. Yeah, they got me. Yeah, Scooze is good. It's a nice card. That game we just kind of got stuck behind. When they're dropping like turn 3 Garruk into turn 4 that Behemoth guy into Behemoth guy. It's going to be a little tough to deal with. Sorry. So this hand, the mana is really awkward, so I'm going to mulligan. So let's just go Stomping Ground here. Sorry about that. Ooh. Alpine Huntmaster. You go search for one of his pet companions. That's a pretty bad draw. Seen Alpine Watchdog come down? You legendary? No. Attacks each turn, you can escape it as well. Well, I'm glad we drew 3 Radhas in a row. Probably just going to do some trades here since we have so many Radhas. Take the 7 here. Yeah, I just didn't want to see 3 in my top 9 cards. So QB hopefully can do something here. I wish this was just first strike during your opponent's turn. Next turn, if we hit a land, I can play both of these. Otherwise, we try to go Radha and then find a black source for Mire Triton. And some of these matchups would get shirred. They get shirred up with a sideboard. We'd have stuff like Carnarium, Noxious Grasp, more removal. Bolt Hound. That's a bit frightening. When it attacks, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to dogs you control. Yeah, opponent definitely went with the theme deck, but didn't read that Questing Beast is a little special in that it doesn't care. Damage cannot be prevented. So playing this first in case we drew a land. And then I can set up the play everything from the top of your library. Questing Beast is a choose your own adventure ride. Okay, we got Watchdog coming down. All right, opponent brought their draft deck. Ooh, Terror on top's nice. Well, Questing Beast can't be blocked. And then what I can do is... Opponent better give us another turn. Because I can Vivien down tick, cast Terror, go get another Terror, and then stack both their triggers. And then kill them that way. Big brain plays. Let's see if these dogs can hold a cleave. Just get Vigilance here. Sure. Just fire-breathing dogs. Alright. Pump it up. Block here. Block here. Block here. Take 3. Let me do it. Oh, it's one less. So let's get Kroxa. No, it comes in after. So let's actually then do Klothys. Sequencing. Okay, so I got a little ahead of myself. Should be fine though. The Rage Hound is coming back for more. Opponent reads Klothys, looks at life total. So do we kill him with the Liliana uptick? The Vivien make a token, trigger with terror. Ooh, I want to go the double with Kroxa on the stack. Terror trigger. Kroxa trigger. So there was a little win more there, but I really like Vivien and Radha together. Just being able to play everything off